Well, boss man called this morning and he said, you think for one day, you know, you could not screw something up? And I said, yeah, that sounds great for tomorrow. Now that's a lot of damage. We got to tear apart some loaders. And we've already begun the process. Anyway, we didn't cut the ends off of these and drove them out, but this thing was buried in the dirt and we couldn't see what the heck we was doing. So we took that excavator and tied it onto this and tried to pick it up, and crap, it tried to pick up the whole thing, and I don't think there's nothing that would pick up this whole thing. So we figured out that if you pull the operator stick, that it releases the pressure, and then you can pull this whole thing up, and then this blade just fell over. So now we got a nice clean work area. So now we're going to cut these right here, hopefully pull that off, and then the folks will come to get all this stuff for scrap. We got 4 of these machines, I think. I know we got 3. We got another one we have to do, but they're going to come pick them up and take them for scrap. He's been trying to part them out for years, and nobody wants the parts. So we don't want to just let them sit here. And nobody wants to buy them. So there's really nothing else to do with them but just scrap them. So I already know that, you know, if you're a welder or a professional at this, or a cutter, you know, with acetylene, that you're probably going to be like in the comments, you know, this guy sucks. And before you say that, let me agree with you. But today I am a professional. And as soon as I put this hat on, that makes me qualified. So I probably shouldn't even wear gloves, but that's what I'm going to do, because I don't feel like burning my hand off. Now, you guys that are pros at this probably going to be like, man, that guy don't even know how to strike a striker. That's how you do it. Then you drop the thing on the ground like that.
You want to hand me those goggles out of your way if you're not going to use them?
You don't need goggles. What do you need goggles for? Who needs to see?
And since her brain is as empty as the promises of unfettered statism, I am absolutely fine with that.
I don't know if you've ever watched that Barney Fife movie. You know, the shakiest gun in the West. But that's me. Man, that is thick. I'll get down here so when that hot metal comes off, it'll hit you right in the face.
Does the cameraman get hazard pay?
He should. The only way to know for sure is to take the Tanya 9000 and just knock the daylights out of it. Or as Bob Ross would say, just beat the devil out of it. I don't think that was a very successful cut. So I figured out the problem. Since I'm not a professional at all, and I had a professional's hat on, I couldn't think straight. So I just had to put my old non-professional hat on and think non-professionally. Sometimes you just gotta simmer down on the professionalism and go straight to the barbarism. So now we're going to persuade this with excessive force.
Three hours later.
Finally got it off. Oh man. Right there, stay down there. Wow. Now that's a lot of destruction. Of course.
We still have to get the ROPS off, so we got to make some cuts there. get the ROPS off, fold it down, and then we have one more bucket to take off. These pins, as you can tell, they were a little wore out. Well, what do you say that gap is? I think it's past a couple hundredths. That
Go get the feeler gauge.
yeah,
We'll
I don't
test
have a feeler gauge that big. It's probably about a 4-finger gap there. All right, well, that bucket's off. The next one bucket's off. We got one more bucket to take off, that ROPS, and then we're ready to have them come and put these on a RGN and take them to the scrapyard.
But wait, there's more.
Do you think Flex Seal will fix this?
You know, probably. Well, now we have a whole nother one to do.
Just the bucket, at least.
One down. I think this is the last one with the bucket. Not sure.
Yep, just the bottom 2 pins. We're gonna have to pick the bucket up like we did the last one.
Yep. They'll turn over and then we can knock those pins out. Now that's a lot of damage.